Hyrule's princess has been kidnapped. Again. The Demon King Ganon lies in wait for a hero to come and rescue Zelda, and thankfully Link is once again up to the task. However, upon Ganon's defeat, a rift opens beneath the hero, swallowing him just as he frees the princess. For the first time in the series' history, it's up to Zelda to save Hyrule and Link, but can one lazy girl really be the kingdom's only hope? I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com, providing VO work for Cassie Peterson and David Flynn to bring their review to life. Let's review The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. The rifts can be found across the kingdom, swallowing up communities and throwing Hyrule into chaos. Everyone is tense, wondering what it all means and what could be done to stop it. Zelda alone possesses the power to fix everything with the help of her ethereal companion, Tri, who is gifted the Tri-Rod. With this tool, Zelda is able to summon echoes, which are copies of things and creatures in the world that Zelda can use to solve puzzles, navigate dungeons and obstacles, and take on bosses. Almost anything can be echoed, from pots to boxes to spiders to rocks, using ZR. There is a limit as to how many echoes can be active at once, indicated by how long Tri's tail is. If you're already at the limit, the first echo you summoned is simply deleted. Echoes can be deployed in many different ways and for many different purposes. However, the majority of encounters, puzzles, and obstacles can be overcome by the same few echoes, which are all easily acquired fairly early in the game, including the Old Bed, Ignazole, Flying Tiles, Platboom, and rocks. Especially in the beginning of the game when you have no weapons to defeat enemies, the rock echo comes in handy as you pick it up and throw it. They don't break on impact, and you can keep summoning and throwing them to your heart's content. As you progress, you'll get access to more echoes, including monsters and other critters that can lend a hand as you explore more of the world. The Tri-Rod also allows Zelda to bond to some objects that can't be echoed. If your pathway is blocked by a massive boulder, you can simply bind to it and drag it out of the way. You can also choose to follow a bound object or creature to help you bridge gaps or avoid threats. Bond and Reverse Bond are some of the most interesting tools that Zelda has at her disposal, and the puzzles that require it are often the most fun to solve, since you can't just simply break them with an echo. Realizing that you need to move something or other on the side of a wall or position Zelda in just the right way to be carried across the gap are the best aha moments the game has to offer. These moments are common enough, but the rest of the puzzles, again, are too far easily broken in half, leaving many rifts to feel very samey. Tri is your key to accessing the rifts, creating openings where you'll be teleported to the Still World, a haunting void where anything or anyone that was swallowed by the rift becomes frozen for eternity, or until the rift is fixed. Here you'll find remnants of castles, dungeons, and other landmarks that hold the secrets to fixing the rifts and restoring pieces of the world. This is where a great deal of your puzzle and problem-solving skills will come into play, as the Still World is full of otherworldly threats and even shadows of those who were once your allies. Outside of major dungeon rifts, most Still World challenges will ask you to rescue a certain amount of Tri's friends so they can mend the rift back in Zelda's world. These usually boil down to navigation or combat challenges. While it's enjoyable the first few times to easily scale a cliff or cross a large gap with the Platboom or Flying Tile, these start to blend together and feel like a formality more than anything. You're not going to discover any new or unique uses of echoes, just demonstrate that you have the crowbar to pry open the various locked doors. Combat is the same. You may have a lot of fun at first seeing how all the echoes attack, but once you have a sufficiently strong one, it can solve basically every encounter. Zelda does have access to Sword Fighter form, which turns her into a phantom version of Link, and allows you to engage in more traditional melee and ranged combat. This is fairly enjoyable, but it feels like yet another blanket solution on top of the several other blankets you have to choose from. Sword Fighter form is at least limited to a meter, but so long as you exit it when you're not actively attacking, you'll almost never run out. The dungeons are far more substantial, though still suffer from some of the same issues as the rest of the game. Many rooms can still be solved with the same old tools, but others will require a bit more creativity. For example, a few puzzles in the Ice Temple require you to push 2 switches at the same time. I solved this by placing provided ice blocks on top of bed echoes, then recalling the echoes all at once so the blocks fell on the switches simultaneously. Puzzles like this aren't the most common, but they are a treat when they happen. It's nice to have something like traditional Zelda dungeons in a game that's focused on player freedom like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Just like those games, the overworld is essentially yours to explore after the open sections. It takes cues from A Link to the Past, but feels substantially different enough to be fresh. There's a ton of stuff scattered around the world to discover, like new echoes to copy, materials from smoothies, might crystals to upgrade sword fighter form abilities, heart pieces, stamps for the stamp rally, and much more. The world is a lot of fun to explore and experiment in, even if we do keep relying on the same methods of transportation and combat. There are so many nooks and crannies to discover, along with side quests to complete for rewards like new outfits. Exploring and just messing around is easily the best parts of Echoes of Wisdom. The other best parts are the art style and music. Echoes of Wisdom is gorgeous and cute as a button, using the toy-like art style from the Link's Awakening remake. These stunning visuals do come with the massive caveat that the game's frame rate will constantly drop from 60 to 30, which makes it less nice to look at, but still very pretty. The music features tunes both new and familiar, with a focus on woodwind instruments. It may not be the most memorable Zelda soundtrack, but that is an extremely high bar, and what's here is fantastic. In particular, I love the Jabba Waters theme with its calm but adventurous feeling. Ultimately, we give The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom an 80%. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom flips the script, putting the fate of Hyrule on Princess Zelda's shoulders. While the game offers a vast world to explore with charming visuals and music, it suffers from repetitive gameplay elements, as many of the challenges can be overcome with the same few echoes, though it still provides enjoyable moments and creativity and discovery. We hope you enjoyed our review of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Why don't you check out some of our awesome videos, including the one that'll help you solve that one pesky chest in the Gerudo dungeon, or the other that'll help you figure out how to use all those first few early game echoes. Thanks for checking out this video. Stick around and you'll likely find quite a few more as we post new content very regularly. I've been Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com, providing voiceover work for Cassie Peterson and David Flynn's awesome review. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you again very soon.